Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Mary Sanch, and I'm a designer and illustrator living in Canada. I'm a gouache painter, and I use some watercolor as well, so most of what you're going to find on this channel is going to be time lapses or sketchbook flip-throughs or plein air painting that I do in gouache and watercolor. I want to use this channel as sort of a fun side platform to share what I'm interested in, to improve my video editing skills, and hopefully to inspire other painters and perhaps show you some tips and tricks that you didn't know before. Here on YouTube, I'm also a part of the Animal Artists Collective, which means that every 2 months I put out a painting for sale, and part of the proceeds go to an animal conservation charity. I thought it would be a good thing to do a really short, frequently asked questions for this channel. So here are 5 questions that I get sometimes, and hopefully this will give you a better idea of who I am and what I'm doing here on YouTube. Question 1. Did I go to art school? I did. I did my undergrad in design, so I have a bachelor's of design, and I majored in illustration. Beyond that, I also did several courses online about creature design and animal anatomy, and I've been studying these things in my spare time as well. So my work is predominantly about animals and creatures, but also about landscapes as well. Question number 2. Where do I work? I work at the Royal Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology. I'm a graphic designer there, and I do a lot of different things from worksheets to educational materials, posters. I help out with ads sometimes, and I also do product design for the museum shop there. It's really fun, but a lot of that work doesn't appear on this YouTube channel because it's specific to my workplace. So all the stuff you see here on my channel is just what I do in my spare time. It's what I do for fun and to better my illustration skills. YouTube is not my full-time job, so sometimes I'll take breaks here and there, but I try to update my channel at least once every 1 to 2 weeks. Question number 3. What brand of paint do I use? I use a lot of different brands. I'm not beholden to one brand in particular, but for gouache I use Holbein and Winsor & Newton mainly. I have some old M. Graham tubes of gouache, but I haven't been able to purchase it recently because it hasn't been carried in the places I shop at. For watercolor, I use mainly Daniel Smith and Winsor & Newton, but I also use a lot of handmade watercolor brands like Redwood Willow and Stone Ground Paint Co. Question number 4. Which brushes do I prefer? I prefer cheap brushes, to be perfectly honest. For gouache, I mainly use the brands Simply Simmons, and I also use some Richardson brushes. For watercolor, I do have a few fancier brushes. I have one that I got from the brand Paul Rubens, which I believe is a Japanese brand. But mainly I buy affordable brushes because I don't mind replenishing my brushes if they lose their point, because the way I use my brushes, even an expensive brush would lose its point and I'd feel bad. So it's about finding things that work for you, and sometimes expensive brushes just don't perform the way that you need them to anyway. Just because they cost more doesn't mean that they're going to be the right thing for you. So I use a lot of cheap brushes. Not everybody does, but I make it work for me. Question number 5. What's my favorite thing to paint? Well, animals, of course. I love painting animals, extinct and extant. My favorite animals probably include birds and mammals. I love deer. I love pigeons. I also love dinosaurs, of course, working at a paleontology museum. I also love painting landscapes from life. That's one of my favorite things to do when the weather's warm. And I also have a soft spot for fantasy as well, so I do paint the occasional dragon or elf. If you like what I do here, please subscribe to my channel, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye!